And perfect. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Talk. My name is Caleb and we're coming at you live from a bit of a new shooting location now. A lot of changes coming to Esports Talk in 2022, but it's been a minute. I hope you've all had a very happy holidays and we have been kept at bay for far too long. Let's dive right into some news. Titanfall 2 getting some big updates over the course of this holiday season, not from the developers Respawn, but from the community themselves in the form of a brand new mod pack that should allow a lot of great customization options and the potential future for hacking or DDoS free, or at least hacking or DDoS repellent custom games in the very near future. As posted to the Save Titanfall Twitter account, Titanfall 2 custom servers have been released exclusively for PC. Thanks to Bob the Bob and all other contributors for making this possible and for doing what Respawn couldn't. If you want to play Titanfall 2 online on PC again, check out this link, with a post then going to GitHub for the North Star mod. Now this could have a lot of potential implications for the community and for Titanfall 2's health and wellness moving forward. Not only does this mean that players have a means of creating lobbies entirely independent of Respawn, but these lobbies can be entirely unique. You could potentially add your own custom assets, your own features, entirely new game modes could come about as a result of this, new maps, who knows what. It all depends on what the people are willing to put into, and knowing how strong the Titanfall 2 community is, I can imagine a lot of fantastic things being incorporated into the game moving forward. In addition to this, as stated in a follow-up tweet, I've seen a few people asking if this gets rid of attacks, and the short answer is yes. If an attacker wants to crash your server, they will have to track down the server's IP address. Private games not on the master server will be impossible to track down and crash. Now, while nothing is truly impossible, I'm sure it's easy to understand why it would be a much more daunting task to try and hunt down an ever-growing list of individual IP addresses rather than the relatively static number that Respawn would be working with. Not even a group like that can continuously make new servers every time they are hacked. They have to try and reshore their defenses on the existing servers, but the entirety of the Titanfall 2 community may not have that issue. Now this is far from the first time that esports or gaming in general have seen custom servers maintained by a community for a very popular game. We've seen similar things in a bunch of other titles including World of Warcraft, which notoriously ran into some issues when its fan servers ended up getting shut down. And a lot of other games have run into similar problems. So the question is this going to happen to Titanfall 2? There's a lot of precedent to suggest that eventually this is going to face a similar fate. There's always going to be that possibility hanging over folks' heads, and the question is how much effort is Respawn going to be willing to go through to making accessing things like North Star impossible? If they can effectively shut this kind of a thing down, it could be a big detriment, but there's always ways for projects like these to go underground, and we have seen similar takedown notices against a bunch of other different kinds of games officially taken down, but still accessible through one means or another. But of course, if Respawn takes action that could curb the ability for the mod to work within the game itself, it could limit the functionality and effectively ban the mod without technically banning the mod. Who knows how things are going to go for North Star? Who knows how things are going to go for the Titanfall 2 community? But one thing is for certain, is that it's very clear that this community is still there and is still active. And one can only hope that the response to this, people getting more engaged in the game now that they're able to play it, will incentivize Respawn and more importantly incentivize EA to give Respawn the funding and capability to give the fans what they want in an official capacity. Whether or not this goes down, we'll be there to cover more news in the future, and we want to hear from you. Are you excited to check this out? Is this what you needed to pick up Titanfall 2 again after all this time, or are you going to be picking it up for the first time in response to this? Whether or not, let us know in the comment section down below, but for right now, that's all we have for you. But there's plenty more news on the way, so from everybody here at Esports Talk, have a good holidays.